Gilg Jew, Gilg J as Gilg Nerach.
Sure that Claare Gael is smiling us all together. This is Robert getting Carswell, Robert de Carslach.
Have I heard tell of old Bobby Bob?
And it's my pleasure to present this programme, Claare Gael, mainly in two languages, though you will hear others, but you'll certainly hear the English language as son Shigaris Neoclash and Hilg, and you'll certainly hear the Manx Gaelic, Chinyanamera, the mother tongue of Alun Banning, the Isle of Man. As Banachtan de Brus. The history of the Isle of Man is intertwined with that of other places and people. There's an event which is described, fairly briefly it must be said, in the Chronicle of the Kings of Man and the Isles. There's a lot of interesting background to this story, which unfortunately will have to be rather blurred over in the time available. Va mulle bach cor bergien mar dunje moer, chaus ve lorrischen rei. As we greid de dod en in eilenegge, snew as koenlach. Tan rief I zondag, as de korrer wulje de chorleshi gus a chastje legge morre gein. On shen, te shame we shame len de koenlach. Door te dunje begrishenine wulje, krij nieuw korrer gaun, leshel tashen, niem chit gus en ons minute nage. The trio Forge are from Rennes, the capital of Brittany, and they play the music of Haute-Bretagne, High Brittany, the eastern Gallo and Francophone area. Here they play for an avant-deux de bazouge. Dat was het geestjachris Radio Banning, Station de Nation, beskulder skeelje maag bij Doelish, Ellen Banning.
Le feras-tu comme tu le dis par-dessus le rideau du lit? Mais le feras-tu comme tu le dis par-dessus le rideau, la belle? Le feras-tu comme tu le dis par-dessus le rideau du lit? Par-dessus le rideau, la belle, par-dessus le rideau du lit, par-dessus le rideau, la belle. En avant de mais le feras-tu comme tu le dis par-dessus le rideau, la belle? Le feras-tu comme tu le dis par-dessus le rideau du lit? Et en avant de par-dessus les rideaux du lit, par-dessus les rideaux, la belle. En avant de le feras-tu comme tu le dis, ta de la di la di l'on a di la di la lam da de la di les tournez-vous à de di la di la lam, pas de di la di l'on est à de di la di la lam. Et ça balance par-dessus les rideaux, la belle, par-dessus les rideaux du lit, mais par-dessus les rideaux, la belle. En avant de
Bazouges-la-Pérouse lies about 24 miles north of the city of Rennes, and that was music for an avant-deux de Bazouges, played by a trio from Rennes, Trio Forge. And that's Clément Le Goff on vocals, so he'd be the smith, he'd be Gorn in the Isle of Man, Clément Le Goff. He was on vocals, Kenon Guinaleg on wooden flute, and Alain Ballet on 12-string acoustic guitar. In 1066, the father of the young Godred Crovan, Harold the Black of Islay, had Godred stay aboard his longship rather than take part in the Battle of Stamford Bridge near York, when Harold Godwinson's army beat off the invasion force of the Norwegian king Harald Hardrada. Harold the Black of Islay would be perhaps fourth or more generation Scandinavian who'd settled in the West Isles of Scotland, and they'd intermarried Gaelic women, and though they still owed loyalty to Norway, hence taking part in this battle with Harald Hardrada, they had intermarried with Gaelic women, and here's Harold the Black's son with a Scandinavian name, Godred, it's anglicised, Guthfrith, but a Gaelic byname, Crovan. And Godred Crovan escaped the battle, and then he came and spent some time here in the Isle of Man, where he'd also spent some time as a boy. Meanwhile, Harold Godwinson was subsequently beaten by the other Northmen who'd settled in Normandy and became more French than the French, and who came and saw and conquered under Duke Guillaume le Bâtard, who became King William I of England, William the Conqueror. Godred Crovan, of course, subsequently established himself in the Isle of Man in 1079, and establishing the Kingdom of Man and the Isles. Chanel eble derby ag yn un wylier de sniw, as cwnlach. Ach, van ri gynstji, man a rauw gint as yn cwnlach, liorish morgens of ora, de bergish, courage gebes. Lurt den riefe geli, vi co. As dol tajamach hangt dinje begs jachs a chamber. Dinchi de a cormac, as vraigi creu ynnach I cor de yno an over shen. Huggy de, jashin wanalach, as ren an dinje beg, cada a wheel snewy, whir, as verolion ledden de hair, as shen murray put na he. Van regent boeiach, ach, van yin the woolje corrit gus shamer smoo, ledden de goonlach, as rish ve ori snew astje a vjoasek. Trevi co rish henken dunje beg hedden stjach on, as a geert shaw ve arltach de yin wan over, son fenia by een berek. Gawe dunje beg a fenia, as gawe toyach rish a cor a wheel whirl me geert, as liorish a more gain, va ulju a goonlach na snaugus sal shenach. The traditional Manx song Graim Ochri is given perhaps rather a different setting from that in which it's often heard, and that's by the trio Moot. Manx trio Moot, and Grime O'Chree with the voice of Ellen Clegg, the flute of Bridget Madrill, and sampling by Rob Kane. Trer en a rifag en ulju en sa shenach von, vi Gael tatnius erskin taus genereert. Ach an on nach dat riw gedden de lure a hon, hog serre de chorinine wuljer, gus schemer elje, va na smoe fos, as we ledden de groenlach. As doort Sjånjes, sein de wees nieuwit ons onni, as me wisse chitliat, bi us me wen pussy. Son, vees munjen, gen a welliach in nine wuljer, ha liklie de gin en fedden ferrer wie sperchies a kledden tail. Gelees van een nien faggot na lummerken, henke dunje begrish en traasgeert as doort Kirrit nieuw kordaum me bim snieuw a groenlach de hannegeert shaw. Genel weg maar nem de goor tregger in een nien. Esch, sein dat kor gelden de gino kordau en gid feitje bis ruggage dutch, lug de chit de way de wen rain. A koiek de vis kuun die shantakers money in een nien. Whilst King William and the Normans had conquered England, Godred Crovan established the kingdom of Man in the Isles, extending to Lewis, sometime the seat of the Tanis, the successor to the throne. Well, that's in the Western Isles. In Scotland itself, in 1084 came the birth of Davy Mac Mael Cholm, David, son of Malcolm. Mael Cholm was Malcolm III of Scotland, who was married to Margaret of Wessex. These dynastic families arranged political marriages among themselves to extend their potential alliances. Not that it stopped them going to war, of course, when they decided that would be a better option for them. In other words, when they thought they could win. Both Malcolm III and Margaret of Wessex died in the same year, 1093, at which time their son Davy was a boy of only 9 years of age. Malcolm III's brother, Davy's uncle, Donald, set himself up as Donald III of Scotland, and Davy and his siblings, including elder brothers and half-brothers, was forced into exile. That was the first of two Cornish conflagrations with the band Dala. First there, that was Tan and Gove, the Fire of the Smith, there's that name again, Gove. Perhaps related to the Cornish Rising of June 1497, led by Michael Joseph, known from his trade as Ungove.
Manx Radio!
Sure that Stasiwn and Asiwn ysien the Jaru Radio Vanim. She Claare na Gael with Sculler Scalia Mach ag an Traiton. Mish Robert Gatin Carswell, Robert a Carslach.
Ever heard tell of old Bobby Bob?
Fod you clash and Claare na Gael reach for Shachten, look Giguller Scalia Mach and Geir Shaw, Joris Golgus in a Dagger Radio Vanning, as Brew a Craman, Eish Reach, as Sir Ola, then, when you fed and Claare na Gael on Shen. De Claare na Gael regeddyn mor podcast, yes, fys regeddyn nasty trwy dynedeg y radio fanning, na trwyd cerdd yn podcast elia, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Audible, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn na Alexa. Young Davy MacMailholm, in exile, came to the court of William Rufus, King of England, William II, the son of King William the Conqueror, who died in 1087. The Normans, the historic men of the north, Vikings, had established themselves in Normandy and now imported the French language and the culture of their warrior elite into Britain. This was the milieu into which Davy MacMailholm, David MacMalcolm, was thrust in the royal court. He obtained some limited support from William Rufus to support his family's efforts to retake the Scottish throne. In 1100, William Rufus was succeeded by his brother Henry I. At the royal court, David MacMalcolm became accustomed to the Norman and Anglo-Norman culture and those who had been made lords over various parts of Britain. He was still only 15 when his uncle Donald died, Donald III as he'd made himself, and David's elder brother Edgar succeeded to the Scottish throne, to be followed in his turn by another of David's brothers, Alexander I. Yn ôl yr awffiseg yn un y wyliau creu'r bielia dy ynws yn argysec, hwgi Gael dyn dynia beg mechion sien fi giri, as sen gawe toiach sniw, der efo olio a chwnlach jint o fe As tres o vor a henkeri is, hwre maach der au olio jint rere giri ege, hwgi ser son a vanish de ve na chommel chalirach, as henk in nie nel yn y wylier de ve na ben rein. Look blaen, ruggery patcha browd and tail, as gerenny smunion rieshach or be dunya beg. Ach, ladder how, henk eid ol tajimachs jacks a chamerek, as durte, nish, cordau na huggu gelden Ben rein aglid as the moor, as renne chebbeld and dunya beg birches, renne chebbeld and dunya beg, birches ulju riach, the jinnach each for Gael a patcha. Ach dort and dunya beg, a jinnam, barely amrid and ach bis bio, sha, tashig and ulju and tail. Now this is a tune well known in English as Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore, but Princess O'Mweeny, father of Alton's Mairead na Weeny, wrote words in Irish to it, and they're here sung by the Johnsons, Glauntoin Glas a Ruidor. The Johnsons, Adrian and Lucy Johnson, with Paul Brady and Mick Maloney. And that was a single released by the Gael label in 1969, Glanton Glacerie d'Or. I think we may flip the single for next time, eh? Eis gauwe wen rein toich der dobberen as Kenia. De ginnige dunje beg goil chimmagy. Nim cor tri lion, dort en dunje begri. As man a vodu eg geran tre shen, inch dau, novis ma enum, sign dut cor page dus. Eis renne wen rein kiau a kledden nie on smuljen uljen enmen wie rieuwe glazen. As huggy maakt tjaag de trut na tjira de vraiach voders leen son uljen enmen were redden. As tre henken dun je beg en laer gain, as is gol toiachlish Caspar, Melchior, Balthazar, renny Lord Uljujau, as for Fisek oru, as high through the kledden roller. Ach, Lord Cach, doorten dun je beg, en shennen en mot torum. En na lei hugge ben rein de braiach je uljene naboenen, kreeg a uljene sharventen en mezit. As dintje den dunje beg uljujau, de smoe nieuw uljujau wa smoe nieuw gajen, as nen enmen lie. In 1124, on the death of his brother Alexander I, David sought Henry I's help to take the Scottish throne for himself. David took Anglo-Norman support to Scotland, including the first de Brus in Scotland. De Brus was given Annandale in Dumfries and Galloway, and he established a dynasty, many of them named Robert, and they married into the royal line. By 100 years later, Robert de Brus, the fifth Lord of Annandale, was called Robert the Competitor, claiming the Scottish throne as a descendant of Davy Mac Mael Colum. Now his son, Robert de Brus, the sixth Lord of Annandale, was held captive by the formidable Marjorie, Countess of Carrick, until he consented to marry her. And subsequently one of their children, born in 1274, was, I suppose you could call him, the famous Robert de Brus, and he was the fourth great-grandson of David I. Meanwhile, the Scottish throne was held by Alexander III at this time, and Alexander III had brought an end to the kingdom of Man and the Isles about 10 years earlier. Now this is a Welsh song about the doomed love of Morgan Jones of Dolau Gwyrthion for the daughter of Sir Watkins of Dyffryn Llynod, and is performed by Bob Dellin ar Ebyllion.
Mae'r mab mwya rwy'n I garu yn isel iawn yng ngwaelod o bry mewn lle teg yng nghanol bronu a minnau dad sy'n dwy'n y cerydd. Ia Morgan Jones oedd yn I wely yn gamu iawn roedd o methu cysgu ban ddoth iddo newydd garw bod I gariad yn sal bod I bron yn marw. Mi yrraedd yn hadri ymhell dros forau mwy na 500 o filltiroedd ond ar fy nhaid mi gerddau sadra mwyn Morgan Jones o'r bola. Bisan Bison amdana Yn caru hogyn mor ysmana Ond fel y gog mi gadwyn hon mwyn y mab o'r dola gwirdion. Plethu dŵr yr afon mewn llwyn teg o fedw gleision ond dau anoddach beth na hynny yw rwystro dau ond fyddlon garu.
Bob Dylan ar Ebyllion, with the voice of poet Tom Morris, who is a prifar gorsedd berdd Ynys Prydain. He's an award-winning poet of the gorsedd of bards of the British Isles. And the name of the band is a joke, of course. Bob Dylan translates as every harp, which is appropriate for Welsh music, and Ebyllion are augurs, the boring instruments. So I suppose they're saying they're the bores. Well, far from it, of course. In 1290, the Scottish throne stood empty with 13 claimants, including the de Bruces. Edward I of England, who exerted his dominance at that period, chose John Balliol. And the Gael Tammy just Jean Aaron Clag as Williams the Velshent, they just brew a craman shen. Yes, at that period, Edward I chose John Balliol. Now, this is a very complicated time in Scottish history with battles and alliances of various kinds. But the principal thing in this context is that Robert de Brus came into direct conflict with another claimant to the throne, John Comyn. However, in 1302, Robert de Brus submitted to Edward I and returned to the King's Peace. On one occasion when they met, Robert de Brus and John Comyn had to be physically restrained from fighting, and then in February 1306, during a meeting at Greyfriars Monastery in Dumfries, Robert de Brus stabbed John Comyn to death. Although he was excommunicated by the Pope for the desecration of a church, Robert Wishart, Bishop of Glasgow, gave Robert de Brus absolution, and Robert de Brus was quickly crowned King of Scots at Scone on the 25th of March 1306. Dŵr dy fen rein rysio dynnu beg, ffwrdd dy fel ywen mysig, asnag yn rostich, na sniem cas cheirach, na ysgyd yn ceila. Ach y dreger ei begach, yn ei sien yn enam torm. Y tras lai henk y tiacht ar bag rhys dŵrt ei. Chanel e'r jitliam pedd yn mach e'r onenam vis talt no. A chawds van mi gul trw de Gael, henk mi gus kronkerd. As fag as they va tai beg. As rosh a tai va lost de aisle. As me giet den aisle va downsen dunje beg ach. As renny call jimmerach onlurge. As dilliamach Tammy funje Jew nim imbel merach, nieuwer hig peetje ben reindau, son na rauw fissok, genelliach kerach, she rumpelstilskin tam a hennem brau. Ha nodu smunjen kreeg o jint boezel, wan ben rein de glaasjen en hennem shen. As de leerlook shen, treren en dunje beg sjoelstjach on, doort hij, nish, wanneer je ben rein, kreen hennem besorm. In Orkney, this is the time round the midsummer of the simmer dim, when there's twilight but no night. Orkney duo Saltfish 40, who'll be here for Shruniac just over a month from now, celebrated there with a medley called Whiskey. Highland Park, perhaps, though, other distillers are available.
The Nation Station, Manx Radio.
Stasiwn yn asiwn to Radio Banning, beskull skelia mach by Dúlis, Alan Banning. She Claare na Gael to Lee Shaw, she Robert Cutting Carswell to Nennamorum, Robert a Carslach.
Did he ever hear tell of old Bobby Bob?
Hug ven rein freger de fashion dun je beg machjong en ennebegge. Willow en mesit Jack? Hanel dregereschen. Willow en mesit Harry, Brairish. Hanel dregereschen. As esh doort ish. Esh, fuddy de ne, rumpelstilskin en ennem taut. Dintje jowelsjen dut, de leer dun je beg, as sachori egge, renne stampel lesje gaas, yes egge, go cry, de jachis jachs de talle wer skinner gluunegge. Esh, renne goil greem jen gaas gieregge, lesje lau, ons liede joules, de renne skalte ons gies, as ons shen van Jerry. As shen a skiel machjan rumpelstilskin. Rish en elmi shigger krevis moral a skill, wel moral on the den. Rennen dun je beg kuna, leis ben rain, leis nin y wylier mor fi, na raw I courage gybes. Ffwrdd y raw I ernôl, y raw I braiach rawr, son y rhybeis neg o'n sir a pedion ben rain, as mach a shen, dy raw cer as dy raw I the strais yn ach sio, ach, well, quite actifis. English forces under Aymer de Valence, the Earl of Pembroke, defeated Robert de Brus in 1306, and he was forced into hiding in the Hebrides and in Ireland. He went to a Rathlin Island at one time. This is the time of the story of his seeing the spider try and try again until it was successful, which made him do the same. And he returned in 1307 to defeat de Valence and wage a successful guerrilla war against the English. In July 1307, Edward II came to the English throne. Robert de Brus, meanwhile, defeated the Commons and other Scottish enemies, and he went on to destroy their strongholds and devastate lands from Buchan to Galloway. In 1309, he held his first Parliament in St Andrews. However, he had to ensure there were no strongholds that could be used against him, particularly by the King of England. Robert de Brus didn't have enough support to take and hold such strongholds, so his policy was to destroy them where possible. There was one stronghold which controlled the North Irish Sea area, including Galloway, where Robert de Brus had inherited land from his mother's side, and this was Castle Rushen. Now, although the band with their trio of singers Eben are from Brittany, here they sing about Newfoundland in the Breton language, Douar Nevez.
Plahi quando neve di greit litralola. Plahi quando neve kerewe budazi. Kero hosgawi hen di greit litralola. Kero hosgawi hen mane hebetani fodai. Mama yozol bayan dans di greit litralola. Mama au songe baillant dans ce posé tout en arrivant. Mais ma au songe in da chaîne grey tout litralon là. Mama au songe in da chaîne posé tout en arrivant. Da denik joyeux sangue di grey tout litralon là. Da denik joyeux sangue di grey tout litralon là. Da denik joyeux sangue bébé bouche garantie. Da denik joyeux sangue bébé bouche garantie. Boucha bébé do di grey tout litralola. Bébé boucha bébé do di grey tout litralola. Bébé boucha bébé do chen vi content nota. Bébé boucha bébé do gavé dans ta nota. Bébé da wa bébé tri di grey tout litralola. Bébé da wa bébé tri di grey tout litralola. Bébé da wa bébé tri hervé en fantasie. Bébé da wa bébé tri hervé en fantasie. Baixamos do monte cando soben as estrelas. No sol por un sopro leva toque de castañolas. A turruxos vivos mostelan a ruta soñada que esta noite aina hai foliada na eira. No terreiro dá na volta coplas inmemoriais. O ritmo dos pasos, areno eixo, penido máis. Bota o punto, pisa no chan, a que nos trema a terra. Dai a luz ao día, moza da nova era. Potri quando non devi di grey tu li trarola. E tala randuar et en spiu e da git. Potri quando non devi kerewe budazi. Me da reze vin kitavet vare han natte an nit. Kero hoase gavi yen di grey tu li trarola. Venozika la kerzite, va mourir tazande. Kero hoase gavi yen mane hebe dan di fonai. Lahi quando non doar neve, ravo ker budazi. Mama osoj bayan dans di grey tu li trarola. Mama osoj bayan dans di grey tu li trarola. Mama osoj bayan dans posé tout en arrivant. Mama osoj bayan dans posé tout en arrivant. Mama osoj in da chaîne di grey tu li trarola. Mama osoj in da chaîne di grey tu li trarola. Mama osoj in da chaîne posé tout en arrivant. Mama osoj in da chaîne posé tout en arrivant. Daudenik joyeux sangue di grey tu li trarola. Daudenik joyeux sangue di grey tu li trarola. Daudenik joyeux
Douar Nebez, a Breton song which looks 3,000 miles across the Atlantic to Newfoundland, and that was the group Ebon. The Chronicle of the Kings of Man and the Isles says, in the year of the Lord 1313, Lord Robert, King of Scotland, landed at Ramsey, that is on the 18th day of May, with a host of ships. On the Sunday following, he went to the monastery at Douglas, where he spent the night. Now this is the nunnery, and the date for his stay is ascribed generally to Sunday the 22nd of May, 1313. And the chronicle continues, on the Monday following, he laid siege to Castle Rushen, which Lord Dougal MacDowell held against the said Lord King until the first Tuesday after the following feast of St. Barnabas the Apostle. And the same day the Lord King took the said castle. Now St. Barnabas's day is the 11th of June. Now if St. Barnabas's day was a Tuesday, the following Tuesday would have been the 18th of June. However, some feast days were celebrated throughout the octave, that's up to the 8th day after the date itself, so there is some doubt about it, and one suggestion for the taking of Castle Rushen is that it was taken on the 21st of June, 1313. Chawd tam I chindain dullig de hitgus a nasgil sa chaglam shaw, jay in skil and ferish na brerch and grim, tam I goil rish vai vegach inrach and gin enam tori, chawds de fissem na balen bm skil shaw, ligt an toiach de goil skil shaw vis enmisich, Roland. Tred a rauw va benon as ish, na butch, as de nienek, fair jou grena as olk, as ori vi corn grai smoo, as fair va boyach as mai, as ori vi cor dwy, nod rawin a lias in yinek. Led a raw ren a lias in yin cor moi apern elen, as smai chwish leshen in yin elia ve de denki de ve truach, as doorti rish a woer, de lizach a ve de raw an apern eksh. Lig fei do chin ma feitje dort an chan ven, bia eds. Rish fode van lias huur ed tolchen bes. As nach cowds tina cadla, nim chit as gara gi a kion. Gau careel de ve de laier chow soja al yavi, as sa ish gus an oer mui. Now this is a version of the Manx traditional song of Vanashtia Jewel, the Cruel Mistress, and it's sung here by Greg Jochen with the trio Barul.
Sostan, she ben servet me on, as fell moor any chebel dow, Merlin rees on blain, ech lechnet sheben urek, knock down me reamer shore, the gull married the solent, Verchen no yabyo, ech lech dun the Gael Sostan, Vegas marim shetrom, son en ven einsta, todjem ansquarum, time stalu, there is your gidaze, shanol your name stowel lot, and you Goram my you ven einsta, a jargums through the niche, Tommy and Yenuk Yaltan, Nag vod vir jesh verecht, te shenrish mergrai sali, and no charvent jou hi, o kret you even einsta, the krita leshi shen, Nag rendi me ven einsta, golen de chori rom, Nag ulis fos as viri, de chol me vliod rom, Trenab children who's a the vase on Bendawi, Gael should yn biragelach, da chemi ans presw. Fenner ever vek, mer spalleg vid en grace, slick the eons me valgert, juggle rum sorens bays, nag relish furrigachi, hein me a chule sos, canard rage bing the heine, the vein of ruiners, come me Gerard and Girach, they I har Coron, son Uri, so live on you. Echt tiny ons presoon, echt Jewish Gael your egga, ta geist jag runneth nicht, na gingy jimmers gamer, Greg na gitte more. Sorry, and no child Joey, oh, gradually then I the Creta
The trio Barul joined there by Greg Jochen with the song of Anasha Jowl. Ve chulliw jintus herish on an un boch, be the rawi vein a shad a once ullion fagus as the renny clash and the chulliw rid. Chaliosti ba gulmach chow muij en doris fai en cledden lie, as tre henk trel jabach, ren the ferelia cosnus jachs a jabi hoyacht, the vein a liar a chow soja. Ach, treba cadler jituri, ren the lias en yin sai gus an oir mui, as gawish an in it rishavola. The defender of Castle Rushen, Dougal MacDowell, was a follower of John Cummin, and he'd fled his native Galloway to escape Robert de Brus, so it must have been a bit of a sickness for him when Robert de Brus came to the island. Once the siege was done, Robert de Brus left the island, and that was around about, as I say, the 21st of June 1313. On June the 23rd and 24th in 1314, Robert de Brus and the Flower of Scotland went on to victory against Proud Edward's army at Bannockburn. As marsot and tre bonus oran rahai kion a chor Claare na Gael Rish. Chris Pearson brings you the best in music for a Sunday evening chill out between 7 and 9. And then at 9, Judith Lay welcomes you to sundown to ease you through into Monday morning. Claare na Gael closes with another Cornish conflagration, this time the very appropriate Midsummer Bonfire, Tansis Galowan, played by Cornish band Dalla. The Fira Sineach Hirshaw by Claare na Gael. And so until the next time then, this is Robert Getting Carswell, Robert a Carslach.
Oh, Bobby Bob.
Wishing you a very good night. Eve I'm a Creor, as Duts, my Yeri and Share.